and welcome to the show. This is the TJ Tribe. If you've never been here before and this is your first time and you're coming here, we love new visitors, so welcome. And today we're going to be talking about how to earn income per month through property investing. And that's what we're going to dive into. And I just want to say shout out to everyone else, some of you guys that pray with me and so on. And my family and I, we've been traveling to the UK within the last couple of days, and boom, yeah, we are here. But that's not what we want to talk about. It's not about my trip or anything like that. But this trip is very important to me and you because we get to learn a new market. We get to learn a new market. And I have actually come down here and I'm going to be meeting quite a lot of people that we're going to be doing business with over and above that. And this is just meet and greets for now. It's just about meet and greet. And then we'll cement those relationships, see who we are happy to work with, whom we are not. And hopefully we can be able to do some business together in the coming years to come. So which means that not only do we just invest in Africa, but we get to also have an opportunity to invest in Europe, in a different country. And for some of you who learn or who are in the tribe with me, you understand that we are not only about one market. We are the tribe. We understand that within the tribe, there's many a risk associated with living, with just having a normal life. And those risks, some of them are political risks, some of them are just economical risks, some of them are geographical risks. So we try to cover all of these risks. So we're saying, okay, great, we are investing in Africa, but what if Africa doesn't work? Can we do Europe? But what if it doesn't work? Can we go to the States? What if it doesn't work? Can we go to China? So they say that never have all of your eggs in one basket, isn't? And that's what it's all about. And this trip has enabled me that. So thank you for all of you guys that have been praying with us for this trip to come to fruition. It is here. It has happened. I am right now in the UK. Fascinating facts about the area that I'm staying in. It's in the southeast of London. And properties in these areas, they range anything from £1 million plus £1 million. So if we do the conversions in our own currency, yours truly is staying in a house that is 23 million as we speak today. I think that's where the rand to the US. And I'm just going to give you a quick squeeze of what it's looking like outside. So that's the outside, just flexing up a little bit. Yeah, that's what God has done for us. He's made us to come through and stay in here in a place like this one. Very posh neighborhood, very peaceful, quiet, and yeah. So let's jump into why we are here today. All right, let's get this baby to work again and back to me. Hello, work with me here. Okay, when you're doing stuff that is unplanned. Ooh, okay, let's see. Let's get it to work again. Give me a moment. Right? Give me a moment whilst I get this baby to work again. Yeah. Okay, there we are. We are back again to where I am. So there we are. Good stuff. So you have seen where I am, and that's just for us to be talking about exactly what we're going to be talking about. So today we're talking about how to earn income per month through property investing. I did mention that I'm out and about in the UK, but that's not what I want us to talk about specifically. I think me being here has given me another insight of saying, if I am a newbie, of which I am a newbie, I've never been to the UK. This is my first time. I've done business with people in the UK so many times. Some of you know that I'm an author. I've got a book. I've got 3 books. All of my books have been edited. My what do you call that person? The copywriter of my book. She is actually English from here, and she has done my books for me. So I am not new to this market. When I worked for Barclays, he is from the United Kingdom. So I've worked with those guys, with the guys from here for plus minus 5 to 10 years or so. So I'm not new to the market, but I am new to the market of what we are trying to do. And basically, when you're doing property investment, either be it for your first time or whatever it is, I want to take you through the process in which I am taking today. So whether you're going to be doing this in rand or whether you're going to do it in pounds, the formula of doing it is the same. So indulge with me whilst I walk you within this journey. I think I'm going to give you around about maybe 10 steps to do it, or maybe around about 7 to 10 steps on how to do this. And within this, you are going to learn, and that's exactly what I am doing here right now. Whilst I'm here, that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. So it's going to be amazing. Let us start, okay? And wherever you are watching us from, let me know in the comments. I always enjoy to see new people coming through. And if you have never invited someone else, give them the link and say, hey, there's this kid here called TJ. He's always talking about all of these things. So we are of the firm belief on this channel that every modern parent should earn passive income through property. That's our thing here. That's what we believe in on this channel. And if you're a parent, a single parent, or maybe even a couple, that's what this channel is all about. We believe firmly that we should all be earning passive income through real estate. But how do you do this? How do you do this? So the whole game of investing is actually universal. The language of investing is actually universal. And I want to speak to the fact that if you haven't started learning how to do this, yes, you are coming through onto this channel and you're getting in the glimpse of what it is and things like that. There's many terminologies. There is many words that you will learn, and then there is many strategies that you learn. Some will just go over your head, and some of it you'll be like, oof, I kind of like understand this. And for some of you, this is very, very new. But I want to assure you that once you start learning how investments work, the language is universal. It's just like love, right? It's just like love, or it's just like music. It's universal. Wherever you are, the language, the terminology, how you do it, it is universal. You put money onto something, right? And then it starts working, you get profit. Simple. That is the language of investing. Or sometimes you don't put in anything, but you get involved and you earn something, right? So the first option that I described, where you put in something, it starts working for you, that's a return of investments. I like that. But also we can not put in something, you get into a deal, you buy a deal on credit or whatever it is, it's not really your money, but you've taken a risk. It starts working for you, and then bingo, you start earning what is called infinity returns. I get excited when we're talking about infinity returns. That's my happy place. So point number one, all I'm saying is learn how investments work. If you have never done this before and this is your first time, I understand how to do this. And that's why I've come through to the UK to say, hey, how best can I do it in a different market? But there's two people that I want to introduce you guys to. And basically, the first person that I want to introduce you is, I have come here and I am working with a local mentor. So I've got a mentor and a coach within this market because I've never done it before. So I hired someone to say, show me the ropes, right? So that's the first person that I'm introducing you to. The second person that I'm going to introduce you guys is called a sourcing agent within this market. They are great sourcing agents. They do it for a profession. I know that in our market in South Africa, not many people are sourcing agents, but we also have people that are called brokers, people that put deals together and then you can buy the deal from someone. If you're new to here, you know that I do that sometimes within the tribe. We get deals, we pass them on to you. Just not so long ago, we were talking about a deal that we always talk about deals on a Wednesday. So this Wednesday here, it is special because I'm walking you through the journey of how best you can get into the deals themselves, right? And I am taking myself here as the newbie, and I am a newbie in a different market. So for the fact that I understand how investments works and it's universal, I am happy to come here. So that's the first thing. The second thing that I want to speak to is here. You have to learn the specific market you are investing in. You have to learn the specific market that you are investing in. What do I mean by that? Well, I can't take for granted that because I know how things work in Johannesburg, in Cape Town, in Bloemfontein, in Poch, it is the same thing that, or it's going to be the same way it works in Southeast London. I can't do that because only as I walked through here, there are very common names here, like the ones that we have in South Africa. Like I was in Brixton last night, quite a vibrant area. I enjoyed it there. But here's the thing: we also have a Brixton in Johannesburg, which is totally different how it's behaving. So I cannot take in my previous thinking of Brixton in Johannesburg and then come to London and say, oh, Brixton is going to work in the same way. It is very, very different. The way I looked at Brixton, it's very much like Woodstock, Woodstock in Cape Town. It's Woodstock? Yeah, Woodstock in Cape Town. Very vibrant, youngish, a lot of retailers, a lot of markets there. So I would almost look at it like that. So now from a thinking perspective, because I know something and remember investing is universal, I'm thinking, hey, have I done something in Woodstock? How did I get to work around it? What is it that I can leverage off from my previous deals that I did in Woodstock because the market looks similar? But also, my understanding is going to be a little bit easier because now when I'm speaking with my mentor who's showing me around of all of these places, and then I can be saying, I think I can invest in that. I think maybe it makes sense. I think it's a good deal. Why wouldn't you go in that deal? Because on the onset, my understanding is great, right? So the first thing is I have to learn. Now, are you learning? That's the first question that I'm asking you. Are you learning? Before we even get excited, oh, TJ is in the UK. Oh, I want to go and invest in student accommodation. Oh, I want to invest in Airbnb. Are you learning first? Right? That's the first thing that we need to figure out. And if the learning has been done, tick. Now we are looking at a specific area that is now giving us the results. And now two people are helping me because I'm a newbie in this area, the broker and the mentor. The broker and the mentor. I've spent some time with them already. I'm going to spend some time within the next 3 weeks. The mentor and the broker. The mentor and the broker. They're going to navigate me, and with my own understanding of how to do deals, because deals are universal, I'm going to say, I want to take this one. Or I'm happy to bring in some of my brothers because some of my friends are always investing with me. So I'm going to invest with them. That's how it's going to work. So that's the second thing, right? I'm giving you tips here on how I am walking my journey, coming into an entry into another country, another city, another suburb. I am a newbie, just like maybe you are into property investments, or maybe you're considering to do this in a different country. The third thing that I'm going to consider here is now I need to learn the area. Okay. The second one was learn a specific market, right? Now, the third one is learn the area. What drives this area really? And I think that was going to be my fourth point. So learn the area, but I want to marry these 2.3 and number 4. Learn the area. Who stays in this neighborhood? Okay. Who stays in this neighborhood? Are there people that foreigners from this area? Are there people who born and bred within this area so they don't get out? Are there people that are coming in to do business in the area? Is there tourism in the area? So basically what we are saying here, which feeds into number 4, is what drives the area. And I also want to speak to what drives the area based on your strategy. What drives the area based on your strategy? So if you are now understanding the area itself, and you start spotting the opportunities in the area. So for instance, I did speak of a Brixton. We all know of a Brixton in Johannesburg. There is a Brixton here. I'm not staying too far away from Brixton. It's actually maybe a 10-minute drive or so. the way I saw it yesterday when we were doing through our drives and so on. And I kind of like looked at it and I said, this is a hippie area, right? And hippie not using hippie beds, but vibrant area. Okay, let me say vibrant area. It's a vibrant neighborhood. So if it is a vibrant neighborhood, who are the people that are going to stay here? Youngsters, people that enjoy having fun, because there's lots of restaurants around here. There's lots of markets around here. Okay, the people that own these restaurants and marketplaces and so on, where do they stay? But hold on, that's not it. This is just the basement, or should I say, this is just the ground floors of many of these buildings. On top, I see offices. On top, I see some residential. So these buildings are now mixed use. That's what I was seeing yesterday. Remember, I'm showing you uh, exactly my journey. I'm working in London for the purposes of doing business in London. And I am saying to you that if you are to follow this process the same way, by the way, this is a STEM process, which means that it's got its own branches depending on where you are in life. But at the TJ Tribe, we embrace you. Every parent, we embrace you where you are, and you start walking the journey with us that way. So, understanding your strategy, now we need to say, okay, great. So, what may work within this area? Is there anyone else who is doing that? So let's say it's Airbnb. Let's say maybe it is short term, but not really like an Airbnb, because remember on Airbnb, you can do short term, like as in like 1 hour letting, or even 3 months of letting at a minimum of 3 months. Maybe it could be a little bit of a long term, but you're doing it to a corporate. So you are literally giving your property to a corporate, a serviced accommodation. They call it here. That was the first time I heard that terminology. Yes, you might be saying, but TJ, that happens in Johannesburg. Yes, it does. But in Africa, it's not something that I have done before. And here, it's like a big thing. It's like almost as big as what we have as normal tenants, right? Service accommodation. They call it SA. So when they said SA, I'm like, yeah, I know that. That's student accommodation. And they're like, bruh, that's service accommodation. I'm like, okay. But we are talking about how to earn income per month through property investing. That's what we're learning here, right? And I'm taking you the journey as I am going through it myself. So that was point number 4, right? Learning the specific area. Now, point number 5, you have now figured the area out. I'm working with a mentor, with my coach. I'm working with my broker who's supporting me, giving me some good deals. And by the way, I am going to pay this broker when we get into a deal. How do you collect your money, or how easy is it to collect your rent? So there are so many markets out there that are good and bad. And I want to classify my good and bad. If I'm able to collect my money very easily in my property, in my deals, I like that area. High five. If I'm not able to collect the money very easily, I am not going to invest in that area. If the reports, so I asked the guys here locally and I said, hey, in the UK, do you guys have reports also where I can see tenant behaviors and so on? They say, yeah, there is, right? Why did I ask that? Because back home in Africa, I've got the luxury of TPN. So I've had to ask the pertinent question. And that's how that's going to safeguard me on earning per month from the property investments. Remember, we are talking about how to earn income per month through property investing. So I understand the concept. The concept is universal, but now I'm working in a specific area. And now I am zoning in to say, I know that when I'm doing this in Africa, the challenge is sometimes is that I'm not able to collect. So is it easy to collect as well here? If I'm collecting, that means that I'm making money. Is it not? Yeah. So that jumps on to our point number 6, which is, will you make money? Simple. We are all investing. Imagine I am bringing in, I did say, this neighborhood that I'm staying in. And I'm grateful for my in-laws. They stay in this area. They have accommodated us, myself, my wife, and the 2 kids. We didn't bring the rabbits, and we didn't bring the The cat stayed at home. We inquired to bring them, but whoo, it was going to be a lot of money to bring them here. So I'm like, we're not migrating. They can stay back at home. So all the fairy cats, the fairy animals, the fairy babies, they had to stay home. They're not mine. Eh? I just feed them. My kids and my wife, they belong to them. But they're part of the family anyway. Because now they also take my surname, Jack. So it's okay. But nonetheless, right, I am extremely grateful for my in-laws that are looking after us within this area. So I'm like saying, okay, great. If this is a great area, and per house, it's £1 million. That's 23 million. Let's assume I had 25 million and I bring it to the United Kingdom. And I literally buy the property across the road, the one I was showing you earlier on. And which means now I am next door to my in-laws, right? We are literally sharing a wall, but this time I've brought in this money for the purpose of investing. And bingo, I buy my property for £1 million, right? £1 million or pounds, £1 million, right? And then thereafter, I am literally someone else who's going to be staying on there should be paying me, if I do my rough calculations, nothing less of maybe, I'll be very happy if they are to pay me maybe around about £15,000, like entry, like on my £1 million, right? So that means that I've got some passive income in there. But what if the person is only paying me £5,000, right? Which means that on my £1 million, I am already making a loss. Some of you are already scratching their heads. I'm like, teacher, how are you getting that? You're making money or you're not? Like, how's that working? Well, it means that step number one, you don't get it. That's what it means. If you're not figuring that out, it basically means that step number one, you're not getting it. It basically means to you that you do not understand how investments work. And that's why we say, go to school, learn it, right? We have the TJ Tribe where you can learn how to do these things. But I am not here to talk about the TJ Tribe. I am talking about how to process getting into a new area, right? So we are here to put in the money somewhere that we have worked hard somewhere. And now the idea is how best can we be making money out of it, right? So my £1 million, if I bring it here, how best can I also be making money out of it? Making my money work for us. Remember, when we are doing the deals, it's all about, can it work for us? If I'm making a loss, why would I be bringing my money here? Okay, good. Let's go on to point number 7. As we take the ship, the plane needs to land very soon. Point number 7 is, who is also doing what you are doing in the area? Who is doing the same things? Right. The whole thing about property investment, the whole thing about doing business, the whole thing about making money. And this is why in the TJ Tribe, we are a community. So I've come down here. Within my community, I'm the pioneer. So great. Okay, great. But there's so many people that are doing exactly what I'm doing here. And that's why I plugged into a mentor. Because in the mentorship or in the coaching, my coach actually has his own community where I've now plugged in. There's other people that are doing deals. And I start seeing, and I'm like thinking, this deal that I bought, the one that we're discussing, if I am to buy my in-law's neighbor, and it's £1 million, and if I'm to get £15,000 per month, does it make sense? And I'm thinking it's a wow deal. However, having worked into this group now with some of the other guys that are doing this now, and I'm like thinking, right, hold on here. Some of these guys are doing some deals in out of town, right? This is my first time. Remember, I'm talking about what can you do the first time round. This is entry level. I am entering into a new market. So I started seeing some of their deals that they are cracking. And I saw the one mate who's got a deal, and this deal is like a 380,000 pounds. And he is making, so it's what they call a house with multiple occupants, HMO. And basically, he's making around about 20 to 25% on this. So his rent that he's collecting is fairly high. And I'm like, hold on. Why should I be buying £1,000,000? Why can I not buy 3 of these? If I buy 3 more of these, I am actually making some good money, 20% overall on my million across board. Boom! So the idea of buying at my neighbor's, at my in-laws neighbor is gone. I've just learned a new strategy. Why? Because I am in a community, because someone else has just shown me something great that they're doing. But now I have to go back, and I said, I looked at myself and I'm like, okay, so this is a new area. Yes, I understand how investments works because I'm TJ, I'm the greatest. Yes, no, TJ, the GOAT. Yeah, I didn't know what the GOAT means until my son explained it to me what the GOAT means. So I'm like, TJ, I am the GOAT here. Okay, great. I now need to learn that specific area where this guy is doing this HMO. I now need to learn that. I now need to go and also visit the area, right? I'm going to take you to all of these places. I'm hoping to. I hope that I will have time to also learn and record it in the same time. But what's the point of actually recording it and showing it to you? Because you're not investing. You're not even investing in South Africa. So why should we talk about the UK? Anyway, I mean, those are in the tribe. I'll show you guys. But anyway, so now I'm looking into the area and I go in and like, what drives those areas? I'm looking into those areas. I'm going to go there and I'm going to see for myself. And I'm going to start looking for data to understand what also drives in that area. I'm going to check in the area. So how do you collect? Do people bank? Do people pay in the bank? Do they do bank statements? Do you just collect a debit order? Do you collect with credit cards? How does it work? How easy is it to collect money? Can I just do like an Airbnb thingy and the money just goes off? And at the end of the day, with these HMOs, will I make money? So I'm going to walk all of these process, and just because I got an interest into a deal that someone else is doing, so bingo, I'm in. All right. But here is the thing. I might be new today. I might start with a small deal, but I'm going to learn fast and I'm going to grow fast. But my learning of fast, why am I doing that? Because I want to learn how to earn income per month through property investing in London. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how much you need, but I am learning. And as I learn, I'm going to grow fast in my learning, and then my portfolio is going to follow. I will start small. I will learn the process. And by the way, I looked at the processes of how best do you buy. Very, very similar to our markets, right? So I want to say to you guys, right? Like for instance, the last time we were talking about deals, I showed you guys this deal. And I'm like, guys, there is a deal that we are doing here. Come through. This is a deal that we're doing back home, right? And I said, this is a deal that we're doing in Bloemfontein. Come through. It's a student accommodation, SA, student accommodation, SA, service accommodation. I am linking the two. Can you see my lingo? My British lingo is kicking in, eh? Right. So I'm like, you can contribute a minimum of 200K on it. And some of my friends have already contributed some money, and I think we'll probably close this. By the time I come back to Johannesburg, we would have closed this deal. If you're keen, the link is in the comments there. For some of you who are my friends who are wanting to jump into here, and we can literally do this deal together. But I had to learn this area. So I follow the same process. I understand how investments work because I've been doing it for a while. Some of you know me. You've been following me for the last 7 years or so, right? I looked into the specific area of Bloemfontein and I said, what makes this place great? There's a university there. Okay, how many students are in that place? I've got that data. And then I looked into the area. I'm like, okay, what is the demand in this area? Student accommodation is the demand. But there's also other demands, but specifically this property here, it's a stone throw away, not even a stone throw. It is a spit away. Oh, you know, yeah, a spit away from the university. Okay, great. So what is going to drive my strategy? The students itself. Hence, it's going to be a student accommodation. Can I collect my money? Very easy, because I'm collecting it. I've got many students staying at my place, but I am getting it from the university is my tenant. So I've got one tenant, but many are beds that I'm going to place. Will I be able to collect my money? Yes, they pay. They have a schedule in which they pay me. Okay. Who else is doing this? There's so many people that I've met. Actually, shout out to Dana Bonsai. One of the person that introduced me to student accommodation is a guy that's called Dana Bonsai. And Dana, the year that I became investor of the year in the big leagues, he became the investor of the year with his student accommodation. And basically at the time, he had around about maybe 15, 16 student accommodations. Like the guy owned a street. Like he took me into a cul-de-sac. Cul-de-sac is a road that has a loop on it. Yeah, if you don't know what a cul-de-sac is. So the requirement for learning how to invest in property, but I'm just telling you, right, what a cul-de-sac is. So a cul-de-sac is basically you go in the street and it goes a loop and it comes back again, right? So he said to me, we're driving through down the street, and then he says, TJ, I own that property, and I own that one, and I own that one, and I own that one. But you know, that one there, I put it in contract and we are going to see that one. So I'm like, okay, all of these streets on one side of the streets, you own them. And then he says, yeah, I own them. And I'm like, okay, what about the other side? He says, no, I bought these ones a while ago. So basically now within the cul-de-sac, basically what he was now doing is like there's this dead road, not dead road, but in between the cul-de-sac, because the road is a loop, is this community council land where he was basically now asking the council so that he can do something fun around it and the kids can be there. Because basically, who drives into a cul-de-sac where you own the entire road? Like nobody, right? So just some free information of telling you how some of these people have impacted me. And I've learned from him over the years. Still a good friend of mine. I haven't spoken to him in a while though. But basically, I started small in student accommodation in the other business that you own, that I used to own. My student house, you all know that one. And we literally started with 20 students, and boom, it's about 1,000 to 100 now also, counting, right? So I started small, I learned fast, I grew fast. And that's exactly what I'm trying to say. You can do the same. But maybe if you're not able to do that, you can come into a deal like this one and say, TJ, I got 200K. Let's do this together, brother. And I'll accommodate you. We'll go in, we'll do the deals together. And that's what it's all about. But today, I'm hoping that you have gained some immense knowledge on how you can start. This is exactly what I am doing right now. Whilst I am sitting in southeast of London, and I am going to be doing this with the processes that I have stipulated. And in the coming days and months, opportunities will come through. And people will say, TJ, you're lucky. No, I wasn't. I took the risk. Yes, I took the risk of being in an airplane. I didn't even know the captain or the pilot. I didn't. I took risk. I'm like, maybe he's qualified, maybe he's not. But if he's employed by that airplane company, probably he is, you know. And I made some contacts. I picked up the phone, I called. I'm like, hey, brah, this is TJ from South Africa. I would like to come down to South Africa. I made some appointments, and now I'm here. And because I'm here, I'm going to be doing some deals. That's what it takes. So I'm inviting you guys, start investing in yourself. I've been in this for the last 10 years or so. I'm still going in strong. And now we're looking into different markets. In South Africa, we've got different asset classes that I invest in. And you can do it. You can do it. Remember what we are all about. Pretty simple. Every modern parent should earn passive income through real estate. You should be investing. You should be earning passive income. Right. It is I, TJ. It's been great hanging out with you. We will check you out on the next video.